Welcome back to Film Buff Bros, and in this episode, we're going to talk about our favorite 1990s true crime movies.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going with Donnie Brasco. Both Pacino and Depp's characters are quite complex. Neither are totally good or bad. Depp is a good cop, but a duplicitous person in that, he's a snitch. He's also not a very great father or husband. He's kind of career focused to the detriment of his family. Pacino's character is comical, endearing, a little oblivious and silly, but also, a ruthless murderer. Great score. I thought I wrote a note about the score, but it's pretty like a dramatic score. Cinematography and supporting roles are great, such as Michael Madsen, and then that guy from The Ninth Gate, and then another guy who I think was in Goodfellas or The Irishman. Like, great cast. Anne Heche is good in it too. And never mind. There's some person I was thinking. I was thinking about one of the other movies that we're reviewing today, and I was thinking he was in it, but he's not. So anyway, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the director. I think it was Mike Newell or something, and I
yeah,
don't know what
so.
else he's
Yeah.
done. But Pacino in that movie to me was just like, the fact that he's so trusting, and even when they show him the pictures of him with the FBI stuff on the boat and all this stuff, he still goes, "Oh, that's the cops trying to trick us. Don't believe it. Don't believe it." So yeah, even when it's right in his face, he still. So yeah, Pacino's one of the greatest Pacino's roles, I think, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Summer of Sam, 1999, directed by Spike Lee. Yeah, a 1970s New York aesthetic from the Italian-American point of view during a heat wave, sort of like he did in Do the Right Thing. Then there's a blackout, and I like Spike Lee's directing. I'm not a big fan of his politics as a person, but as a director, I think he's fantastic on a micro level and on a macro level with his editing. It's like subtle, but there's also big things that he does, and the music and the score are fantastic. He's using like 70s music juxtaposed with this really almost a heroic sounding score when they show the killer in his bedroom. Like the saturation's different. It's like this green, sickly, oversaturated thing he's doing with the camera. Let's see what else here. Acting is great. A lot of Sopranos actors. I noticed again. This movie has a lot. Ben Gazzara is great. John Savage is great. Adrian Brody's great. Even Leguizamo. I'm not a big Leguizamo guy, but he's good in it too. It was written by the guy from Sopranos, Michael Imperioli, and it's kind of like Zodiac, which is my first favorite one, but I've already reviewed that here before. But Zodiac, there's a lot of similarities to it as far as writing letters to the cops and just the way it's shot. Some of the kills, the first kill is very much like killing people in Lover's Lane. The sin, the theme of like sin, and are you born a certain way? All the characters are asking, am I born this way? Nothing can change, which goes linear with Summer of Sam, the character, the killer. Is he just born that way? It's got flaws. Like, I'm not saying it's a perfect movie, but I think the positives outweigh the negatives. But there is like a whole bunch of stuff that I think could have been tightened up and maybe omitted in the editing room. But I still recommend the movie. It's just a great movie that has momentum to it, and it's part of that 70s aesthetic, and they really nailed that. So really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in theaters when it came out. Believe I did shrooms and watched it, and I think that's the only time I've watched it actually. But I remember thoroughly enjoying it, and like the scenes with Berkowitz and the dog barking are very dark and psychedelic-esque, because he's hallucinating, right? So definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, great one.
All right, that's our episode for this week. Tune in next week for another episode, and click down below to click the subscribe button and the notification icon so you can stay posted on all of our upcoming content. And please leave a comment down below and let us know what kind of movies you want us to review.
You can take a bite out of crime.